Time is the great equalizer. Every day we get 86,400 seconds, or 1,440 minutes, or 24 hours to live our lives. But we're busy running here and there, and those 86,400 seconds seem to fly by. Today I'm going to show you how I use just 1,800 seconds or 30 minutes of my day to create and work in my journal. Let's get started with the April flip. So April went screaming by. I can't believe how fast it went. So when we left off, we were right here. So this was the first week in April. And I didn't really add anything else to it. One thing I will say is just as I started filming, this tip-in came out. And I had it secured with tape, but just because of going back and forth, I only had it secured on one side. So I secured it on this side as well. So sometimes things like this are going to happen in your journal, and don't panic. Just replace the tape and it'll be fine. So, and also if you have anything that lifts, like this little piece lifted up, just glue it back down. Stuff like that's going to happen. Okay, so here we go. This was the week that I had my colonoscopy, and it was like everything was all centered around that. So this is actually just my wrist thing that you wore when you had it, and everything was fine. So that's really what all this page is about. Our local library had this little setup where you could actually stick your head in, and so Jesse did that for me against, he didn't really want to do it, but he did it for me, so that was great, and so I put that in there. And then I had this dog that I just loved, and so I stuck him on the other side of that picture. This is something that I found in Art Journaling magazine, and I loved it. It's a journal, not a masterpiece. I thought that was just fantastic. So I had to cut that out and put that in there. And then this stamp, I made a whole sheet of stamps. I just wanted to give them a try. So they were super simple. I actually did it in PowerPoint, just made my little box and then dropped my stamp in and sized it. And then I just put various things in it, like 10 and 45, hello and wicked, things like that. And so that's what this is right here. And you'll see it also on the next page. I did the same thing again. So here's that one. I like that because it looks like Mozzie. So I just stuck that there. And then this is a plate that came from Paper Source magazine. I know many of you are using this now. I didn't find a lot in it, this spring edition, but they had a picture, or excuse me, a page of plates. And so I thought that looked good, and so I cut that out and used it. And not too much else on here, just a lot of journaling again. I'm finding that I'm journaling a lot more, which I really like. Even though it looks like there's a lot of graphics, there's a lot of spots of journaling. Easter time is one of my favorite because Cadbury eggs are out. I love them. And also we had a ham, so I put the little thing, the flyer that came with the ham in there. Just more little things that I found. Blacklist Redemption is one of my new favorites now. So I went out and found a clipping of it that showed the characters, so I put that in there. So I think that's it for this day. And then this is where this was my last week as being a program manager. Many of you know I'm retiring. Well, I'm actually going to be semi-retired. I'm going to work part-time in a new job, and so for the same company. And so I just put that in there. That's how I documented a lot of writing about it, because it's a big deal, giving up 25 years of being a program manager. So it's going to be a change, but it's going to be a fantastic change. And so I documented a lot of that in here. I made a little tiny envelope and just stuck something in there that I wanted to remember. So I like that a lot. I thought that was a lot of fun. And I think this is this week now. So you get an idea of how I start to put graphics in. So I know there's a few things that I'm going to document. Like I'm on vacation this week, so I started out that way. I'm teaching my class at the Portland Collage Guild, so I documented that. I'm making an effort to read this week while I'm on vacation, and then something here I'm going to document about Jesse and I. So this is kind of how I go. I may glue in some graphics right from the beginning, knowing what I'm going to journal about. So that's this week, and I wanted to show you how nice and fat this journal is starting to get. You know, I'm not even quite 6 months into it yet, and it's looking great. So let's do the 6/6 part, and I'll show you the art journaling. So I didn't do a whole lot in it this week. I've been working a lot in my traveler's notebook, and I'm just going to flip through the pages. One thing I wanted to show you here that I neglected to mention last time is the body of this. Now this is a perfume bottle, and then this was from a jewelry ad, so I cut two of the rings out and just used them as her wings. And then this, you can't tell it too much, but it's from a plane. It's the engine of a plane. And I had a magazine that had a lot of plane pictures in it and aircraft, so I just cut that out there and stuck it. I like the way that looked. So those are the things I wanted to point out to you on that. And then this is the new page. Boy, I've struggled with this one. I kept thinking it needed something, then I thought I put too much in it. I'm still not sure. I'm done with it, but I'm not sure if I like it or not. But everything you ever wanted is on the other side of fear. And I love that. Georgia Dare, whoever that is, said that. And this actually came just from a magazine. It was just a background picture. And then I just layered in some trees here, a little Tisha Moore creature. And I found this rhino that I thought would be perfect right in there. So that's about it. That's all I've really done on this part of the journal. But I do want to show you my traveler's notebook because it's gotten really big. So let's look at that. Okay, so my traveler's notebook, I'm just going to flip through the beginning pages. A lot of these have not changed. I'll just flip through those. Some of them I added a little bit of doodling to, but not a lot. So I think you've seen all of these. This is new, this spread. I really like this. Now, this was just scrapbook paper in the background, very light pink with some numbers in the background. And then I just took my, what was that, Picked Raspberry. Yeah, Picked Raspberry Distress Ink, and just put it behind her, and just to intensify the pink a little bit. And I like the way that turned out. Just some big words I had that I just stuck there. I think you've seen that one from the last time. This is new. I just added some words to her, and then I put this one together. This was actually a stamp that I had, and I used some distress ink on that, and it looked pretty plain, so then I just highlighted it with some stitching, just faux stitching, just using my pen. And this was all by itself, and then I stuck this collage piece right on top of it. So that's how that came together. And this one was a napkin, and I just laid it right over, decoupaged it onto the sheets, and then laid this over it. And I like the way this looks because you can see the writing through from the magazine, which is really neat. And that one worked out well. I don't know if I'll do it again because, well, it's okay now. It was really wrinkly in the beginning, but it looks all right now. So anyway, that turned out good. And then here's another one. And again, just a graphic that I used, scrapbook paper in the background. And then I put some butterfly wings behind her ears, behind her neck. I like the way that looked. And this, again, was just scrapbook paper right here. I used the same picked raspberry behind her. And on all of these, I intensify the color using my Prisma pencils. I use those on just about everything because they're perfect. And I just scribble them in. You know, I kind of match the colors usually. Sometimes I'll change them, but not very often. And so that's what I did on all of these. And just added a little bit of text. And then this one, I love the llama. I think he's so cute. Again, from the plain aircraft magazine that I had. I just cut that out and stuck it behind there. A little bit of a jelly print that I had left over sitting on my desk. Again, I intensified and added some color there. This green was not there, but just added that in. Like this dude, I just think he's cute. And this was just a background out of Real Simple Living, I believe. And just added some washi tape down here that simulates grass and her, cloud, drew in those hearts. This was some flowers that I had that I think came from a Martha Stewart Living magazine, and I had this bird and just kind of put her on there. Thought she was cute, and again added the washi tape grass. This woman, I just had her head, just like that. And then I went to my W magazine and found a man's body and just put her on there like that. And then this background is a calendar of Tucson landscape. And so I put the sky behind her, but this is actually just the ground, obviously. And then I had this image and that. I like the way that turned out. And then this came from, there's a magazine called the Project Calm, I think it is. And I love this magazine. It comes out of the UK, and there was some graphics. I'm just going to try and show you here that it was from, you can see where I've cut it from around the page. So it was around like this, these. And so I just cut them out and stuck them down here because she was just black and white, and I thought it looked pretty plain. Obviously I added a little bit of color to her, but not much. I had some glitter washi tape that I never used that I thought would make a perfect choker, and then I brought those same graphics over here, and I had this image of a city that I found on Pinterest, and I love that. And then this little guy was just adorable, and I thought it was perfect. So I created that little collage scene. And I think that's it for my Traveler's Notebook. I've really gone through a lot of pages. Again, it's getting nice and thick. And one thing I will tell you is that my book split right in the very front. It didn't fall apart because the washi tape and the tape that you use, the Tyvek or packing tape, holds it together. But when I opened it, I could feel that it had separated. So what I did was, it was open right in here, and so I just took some of my glue. I have this Paper Source glue that I like, this PVA, and I just squirted some of it down in there. And I held this really tight, and I set it up like this for like 24 hours. And it was enough to hold it and repair it. So now it looks really good. There's no big gap right there like there was. Like I said, the book was holding together fine, but for some reason, this early section of the magazine just split out. So anyway, now it's good, and I don't see any problems. So that's it for the Traveler's Notebook. I can't believe how many of you have written me, sent me pictures. It's fantastic. You're all giving this a try and seem to be enjoying the size. And although the Traveler's Notebook isn't something new, working in the magazine is nice because it's all self-contained. You don't have to do anything with it. It's right there. And you have some durable pages. By the time you fold your page and then you put other things on top of it, you don't have to worry about bleed through at all with just about anything. I think even Copic markers won't come through. So that's a good deal. So I'm going to expand the Traveler's Notebook Hall of Fame, and here's new people who I'm adding to to the Hall of Fame that have created or said they're going to create a magazine traveler's notebook. Enjoy. Well, that's it for the April flip. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.